YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be comparing some gameplay footage with the new Samsung S95B and the LG C9 OLED. Now, this comparison is going to be for the people that have not purchased a TV in a couple of years, okay? Going to try to do my best to, get this content to you so that, you can maybe make a decision on if you would like to go with this TV or not. Do keep it in mind. My model camera that I'm using is the Sony ZV-1. Between the camera and your phone, you're not going to be able to capture every single detail, but in watching the content back, I can distinguish differences in my video with the C2 OLED. Yesterday we did some content on the C2 with the Samsung. Today we are looking at the C9. I promised you guys I would bring this content, and here we are. So we're going to go into some settings right after this intro. Right, welcome back to the channel. Please hit like if you like this content. That's the way you can support me right now to keep the channel growing. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you are, please hit the notification bell so you can get content like this. I'm trying to drop daily, sometimes twice a day, 3 times a day. In any event, let's go through some of the settings. And in the description of this video, I will timestamp when the certain game starts. So if you kind of want to just skim through that, you can do that. But if you're here to watch the full video, this is going to be for you. So on the Samsung side, I want to try to not make the picture quality look washed out, is what you guys have been saying. I do get it. I mean, in person, it looks amazing. I'm going to try to do this gameplay without me speaking. So let's go down to expert settings. And this is just out of the box stuff in game mode. Brightness is max. Contrast is max. Sharpness is at 10. I think it was at like 15 or something like that. Color is at 30. The max of color is 50. Okay, so 30 to 50 ratio is going to be the equivalent of this over here being 60 to 100. Okay, 30, 60, 50, 100. You get it. All right, so when we go down to contrast enhancer, we have this thing on low. Turn it up to high. This thing can get brighter. Hopefully you can see that. There's a difference. We're going to keep it at low. Okay, I'm going to also tweak the LG to be similar. Not really touching none of the specific colors. Peak brightness, we'll keep this thing on medium. As you can see, right? All right, I'm looking at the camera as I'm recording this, so please shut up talking about, oh, it's the camera, I can't see it. You can see a difference, so we're gonna leave this on medium, okay? In front of me, this looks like a nice picture. Now, I personally don't play with my TV with it looking this blue. But for the sake of the video, that's what I'm going to do, okay? The LG side of things, let me find the remote and let's get to it. All right, so on the LG side of things, settings are going to be a little bit different. So we're going to go down to all settings. Again, this is a 2019 television. I think, in my opinion, this is probably the most innovative OLED since its infancy, right? I would probably put this up there with the EF9500, which I do own that. That was the first 4K flat OLED that actually had HDR through HDMI. So we do have high dynamic range, picture mode, game user, OLED light is on, contrast is on 100, brightness at 50, sharpness is at 10, which is equivalent to what the Samsung is. Color, already explained the color mix, just trying to have some type of balance to the two. All right, when we go down to expert controls, this is where we're going to tweak the balance on this. The brightness, dynamic contrast, just going to turn that off. DTM is on. We turn that off, it gets really dim. So we're going to leave that on because we do have some peak brightness settings on this. But turning the dynamic contrast off puts me in a position where I feel like we're at some type of balance with brightness. Okay, so let me turn this light off and give you another look what we're looking at. And I mean, obviously, and it may not be obvious for you, but for me, the Samsung is brighter. Okay, I just showed you the settings I have with this. It looks good, and it's brighter in the right ways. Some of the other things that I'm noticing too, this doesn't look okay. So this looks highlighter yellow, right? That's how this looks in person, okay? Sorry, let me turn this light on so the camera's not tweaking. This looks like a highlighter, okay? This looks more orange yellow, like it looks like a yield traffic sign, right? So it's really good. This orange here, like for this looks really like orange, kind of like, it looks really like the color does look. It's a little more washed on this, right? A little bland. It just looks good, but this does look better, right? So let's get into some gameplay. Damn. I almost had to question if I had changed the settings on this C9, man, because it's like really bland. And I'm not saying that in any way to, you know, cause any malice feelings, but man. So let's just talk about some of the things I'm seeing. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. This is just like, you gotta be able to, like, I feel like my camera's making this more blue than it actually looks in person, if that makes any sense. But this actually does have that like black kind of blue, I'm in outer space type of look to it. And I can even see that like my camera's giving this a bluish tint, but yeah, it's really hard to describe it. Obviously the reds. All right, let's get to it. All right, so let's have fun with this, and we're gonna actually change courses. I'm not gonna do multiple videos or multiple games. I'm going to just do Spider-Man. I did have a person ask me what it was like trying to adjust the settings on these. This is how weird it is, right? Because they're not exactly the same. So looking at one trying to adjust the settings is going to be different than the other. I mean, if I set this one to where I can barely see it, like right here in person, I can see the Samsung still. You probably can't. Right here is where I visibly can see the Samsung. So there's no way to perfectly calibrate the two. I'm going to set it based on the LG. This is where I can, like, this is the step as to where I cannot see it. Same thing here in this scene. Now, interestingly enough, for the darker piece, this is where I can see pretty much both of them almost neck and neck there. That's where I can see both of them. So it's really only that first scene. We're gonna just go into playing some Spider-Man, okay? I'm gonna use this game because I like this game, and so hopefully you like this game too. But let's get right into it. Let's keep in mind, this video is supposed to be fun. Leave a like if you're liking it. You know, so don't think I'm doing this with any malice, trying to make one look better than the other. I definitely appreciate this Samsung a lot. This is an amazing TV, man. This is great. And I know that I have a nice amount of viewership that does own a C9, and so, you know, there's some content just to kind of
this suit before
get you guys to play. Yeah, there's no contest here, man. So you guys that own C9s, I'm just really making this video for you, right? You own a C9 like I do. This TV is amazing. This TV is going to be my bedroom TV. This Samsung is possibly going to replace this space right here. Picture quality to me in person, right? Looks amazing. Does it look washed out on the camera? I'm not sure. Leave comment, let me know what you think. But God almighty, this Samsung is just, it is just amazing. There's just like all the colors that, you know, we thought were there are just like actually there. This has me wanting to actually be Spider-Man. Ooh, some good momentum there. Jesus Christ, I gotta go back and see that sun. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. God dog it. Ah, Jesus, that is it right there. Man. Okay, all right. All right, so let's talk about some details. Let me try to. Okay, so obviously the reds are there. We know the reds. We understand that piece. Spider-Man's looking at me again like, what are you doing? We're supposed to be slinging. Okay, so even looking at this right here, just the texture of like the buildings and everything, man. It's just ridiculous. You know, it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like I can see the particles on the building. Yeah, the colors on the C9 are just really dull in comparison, of course. Jesus Christ, man. This TV looks too good. It's almost like it's almost like you know you're experiencing something for the first time. And I mean, like, I don't know how many of you guys that might see this that have purchased Samsung TVs before, but this is like,
all units, civilians are trapped in their vehicles following a severe accident. Need immediate response. Chelsea, over.
It's almost unrealistic, man. And I don't mean that in any kind of a bad way. Oh my goodness. So the C9 doesn't look bad. Let me just be honest with you. You know, if this is the TV I'm looking at, I'm still going to enjoy this TV. You know, it's still, you know, the blacks look pretty good in my opinion. It's got the right amount of brightness. Obviously, you've seen I turn the brightness down to some degree. You know, the details on the TV are really good. So, you know, everything that you've been enjoying about this TV for the last 3+ years, I figure like, you know, you'll still continue to enjoy it, man. You know, you still got more time to get out of this. But like, even looking at Peter Parker's skin tone, dude, like, okay, you know, he's got like kind of like that pinkish, you know, Caucasian tint to him. And it just doesn't exist on the C9. I keep saying C2. It doesn't exist there. Like, it doesn't exist. Like, his skin tone is not there. He's just like a cream color, right? But he actually looks like his ethnicity on the Samsung, if that makes any sense. And then so like one thing I'm paying attention to also is like just like this reflection right here, kind of where that cord is. I mean, that shadow, like in person, that shadow looks like it looks like it's a real shadow. Like, I mean, that's the best way that I can try. And I'm trying to describe this because I know that, you know, the comments will say things like, hey, it looks washed out or whatnot. This looks amazing in person. Like, it looks so freaking good in person. His shirt, dude, like his shirt, I can see so much more texture and detail in his shirt. The illumination of his watch, like this little blue on this fake Fitbit that he's got, it's amazing. I don't know. What are you guys thinking at this point? Like, you know, how's this looking to you?
Looks like Doc's going for the night. Time to sneak in some spider work.
Okay. Let's try some warmer settings. All right. And so I just put a warm 2 on and on the Samsung on the left, and then I put the eye comfort on to the LG to make it, you know, not look as blue. Again, I have not modified any settings really on the Samsung. Took it out the box and I pretty much just cranked it up. But on my C2, I typically like to play with the filters on so that it doesn't look as blue because I sit so close to my panel. But I'm really excited about this, man, and hopefully this video just does a little something to kind of show you, at least from, again, the camera to your phone, what you might be looking at if you're comparing. If you've got like an older C9 like me, you know, you still love this TV. You still get great use out of it, especially if you're a PC
We really
gamer.
need to get better about organizing our workspace.
Yeah, we do, Peter.
I think we've got samples of every type of prosthetic in existence.
Just trying to walk around, look. Like, obviously, the light from, like, the actual light, the reflection from that bulb, even though, it's, you know, this game's supposed to have some ray tracing. That isn't like a ray tracing matter, but, you know, that chalkboard is just hitting a little bit more pure. You know, nice comparisons. Shadow looks really tight on the left, like really tight. Details like the carpet fibers from this little rug. You know, these are all the things I'm seeing. You know, but this I keep saying C2, the C9 is not a bad option, man. It's a great TV. I will be moving it to my bedroom. But yeah, man, if you guys got any comments, let me know. I'm sorry, I started this video off and said, hey, man, let me throw up a few different titles, but now we're just going to jump right into the Spider-Man. So I'll leave some timestamps still into the description as to when we start web slinging and then when I modify the colors, just to hold true to what I said. So I appreciate the support. Leave a like, all of that jazz. Peace. God bless. Max love.